In this video, I will show you how to actually analyze your Meta ad account so that you can generate better results, you can scale your ad account, what to do, what to avoid when you're optimizing your ads, all that good stuff. This is a must watch if you're looking to scale your business and you're using Meta ads to do so. A lot of businesses, they don't get this part right, and that is one of the reasons why they are stuck with their business, why they cannot scale any further. It's because they analyze their ad account wrong. So in this video, what we're going to cover is we're going to cover what metrics to look for and what they mean. Secondly, what columns we use to analyze an ad account. And third, when to turn off an ad. Especially the last bit here, where we go through what ads to turn off and what ads to continue running, is something that we see a lot of businesses, they don't get right. And time again, that is why they don't scale. So I'm also going to show you real examples of ad accounts that we are operating right now, where you can see like what the data actually means for these businesses. So yeah, before we get into that, my name is Emil. I'm the founder of Profita, which is a growth agency where we help B2C brands scale to 6 and 7 figures in monthly revenue through paid ads, content management, and strategic consultancy. So last month, so March 2025, the majority of our clients, they saw very positive months. For example, this Norwegian e-commerce store, who we have scaled year over year, 700k NOK. With, you can see here, they did 2 million in 2024, and this year they do 2.7 million. We've been working with them for like a year now. Then there's this store, they have scaled 337% e-commerce store in Romania, scaled with 42%. Norwegian web shop scaled with 30%, more than 360k in net profit, as you can see right here. We have this United States web shop scaling with 27% that month. We have this United Kingdom web shop scaling with 30%. Norwegian web shop scaling with 129%. A lot of our clients, they're scaling right now. We have a really good system for analyzing ad accounts. We have a really good system for scaling. So if you're operating an e-commerce store and you're looking for a partner to help you scale your ad account or scale your business with, then you can schedule a call in the bottom of this video in the description. Other than that, I just want to get started with this video. So how is it that we consistently scale our clients? Well, it goes back to being able to analyze our ad accounts. And we do that through, of course, Meta and Google and also email flows. But how we analyze these ad accounts on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis is what allows us to scale our clients and consult them on business growth. We get all of the KPIs, we get all of the data inside these ad accounts to be able to consult our clients in terms of how the business can progress and move forward here. Before we dive into this, there's a few things that I want to say, and that is data is king. Data is so important, and you need data to analyze to make proper decisions. So if you just started running ads, or you have been running ads for a few days or whatnot, then don't go in and turn them off. Like, go ahead and spend money on your ads and spend at least 300% off your average order value on your ads before you turn them off, because you need enough data in order to start, breaking down if an ad is successful or not. What metrics do I look for? There's going to be primary metrics and there's going to be secondary metrics. The primary metrics inside an ad account are going to be cost per purchase and purchase ROAS, so return on ad spend, right? And when you first get started, these two things, they're perfectly fine to monitor. But depending on, of course, like your business model, if you're getting leads, then of course you want to look at your cost per lead and cost per qualified lead and whatnot. But I strongly encourage you to actually steer a little bit away from these metrics the further you get into your web shop journey. And here's what you want to track instead, especially on Meta. Here you want to track NC ROAS, so new customer ROAS, and new customer cost per acquisition or cost per purchase. CPA is just another word for cost per purchase, right? NC CPA is a very important metric if you're utilizing Meta to scale, especially if you're running a business where you have repeat purchases and you have like Meta to be the vehicle for generating more new customers. Then this is the metrics, or these two metrics are very important for you to monitor. And here we always use two different softwares. We use Reaction and we use Triple Whale. These are the two softwares that we would use. For the most part, we use Reaction, but yeah, you can also use Triple Whale. These two platforms give you extremely good insight into how your ads are performing, and gives you like a whole overview of your overall marketing activities. So this is something that we use to centralize all of our marketing efforts for our clients. Very valuable when you're trying to make proper decisions. I strongly encourage you to look into this if you haven't already. But the secondary metrics, they are as follows. It's reach, like how many people do you reach with your ads? Secondly, your impressions. How many impressions does your ads get? And some people, they mix this up. Reach is not the same thing as impressions. Impressions is just how many times are your ads displayed. And then the frequency. This metric right here, the frequency, is extremely important when you're trying to scale, when you're trying to find out what stages of the funnel that you're currently hitting. Like, are you currently expanding your funnel? Or are you currently hitting the same people over and over again? And there's going to be outbound clicks, landing page views, hook rate, cost per outbound click, outbound CTR, and so on and so on. Cost per outbound click is very important not to get confused with just cost per click. Because cost per outbound click means how many people click your ad and is directed to the link that you have attached to that ad. CPC, on the other hand, can confuse quite a lot, because with CPC, cost per click, this could be people who have interacted with your ad, people who have opened the comment section, or people who have clicked on your profile picture so that they land on your profile instead. That goes into cost per click, and that can skew your results quite a lot. So cost per outbound click is a very, very important metric that we also monitor. Then there are a few other secondary metrics that we monitor, like outbound CTR, unique outbound CTR, so how many unique people click on your ads and what are the percentage of the click-through rate here, the CPM, and the cost per add to cart. And lastly, for video analyzing, hook rate in percentage. It's very, very important to analyze how good of a job is your videos to thumbs up people. So catching people's attention the first 3 seconds of the video is something that hook rate will reveal to you. So one thing that you absolutely want to do is you want to avoid the surface level analysis. A lot of businesses, they look at ROAS and CPA and they're like, okay, this is either good or it's either bad. We're either hitting target or we're not hitting target. So there's two things that you need to understand when you're trying to analyze your ad account on Meta. The first thing is you want to understand attribution settings and attribution windows. Click and view. These two things are going to be very, very important for you to understand when you're trying to understand or analyze your ads performance inside Meta. The second thing is frequency levels on a daily basis. These two things are more advanced stuff. These two things are what a lot of businesses, they get wrong, and they end up overspending on Meta, or they end up not understanding why it is that they cannot scale. These two things are going to reveal exactly that to you. If you're spending thousands of dollars each month and you don't factor this in, you are doing it wrong. And this is when you hit a plateau within your ad account and you can't scale further because you're not looking at these two things inside your ad account. So let me try and break that down for you with real life examples from some of our clients. Okay, so I'm inside one of our clients' ad accounts here, and this is a client that we recently started working with. So there's a lot of optimizations that are going on here that we're trying to improve upon. Here you can see that there's different campaigns and different ad sets that are running here, and we have amount spent $2,400 this last month. So you can see up here last month. Inside this ad account, one thing that on the surface level you can see here that we actually have a very, very decent ROAS on many of these campaigns. Yes, we have a ROAS of 22, a ROAS of 21, we have a ROAS of 30. And overall, on an account level, we're seeing a ROAS of 8. On a surface level, this looks really, really good. But this client has experienced a lot of times that every time that they scale their ad spend, they don't feel that in the back end. So why is that? They're seemingly hitting really, really good ROAS right here, and everything looks really good. But then when we scroll over to the right side here, and we start diving into the frequency, this is where we reveal a lot about the client's current content mix, how we are currently performing at a funnel level. With these frequency levels, it's so obvious why the client doesn't scale, because we are essentially targeting the same people over and over and over again. And this makes it extremely difficult for any client to scale if you're just targeting the same people over and over again. So this client here is also working in a very specific niche within the fitness apparel, but at the same time, we should be able to scale if we had a different content mix. So that's something that we're working towards here. Again, if we look into the attribution settings and we go into the compare attribution setting here in Meta, and we look at the 1-day click, the 7-day click, and the 1-day view. This is something that is going to reveal a lot about your general performance as well. So when we go over to the purchase ROAS and we start looking into the 1-day view ROAS, or 1-day click ROAS, this is when we can see that, you know, our 1-day view ROAS is extremely high, but our 1-day click ROAS is very, very low. There's a very, very big discrepancy in the 1-day click and the 1-day view. And this is something that, you know, reveals so much about why it is that you are not scaling when you seemingly have like a very high ROAS on platform, but every time you increase your ad spend, you don't scale. So how do you combat this? Well, you can do lots of exclusions. You can do a lot of optimization on your targeting. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is that you try and expand your audience by expanding your funnel. And you do that with a stronger top funnel content mix. So let me try and show you an example of what it looks like in an ad account that we have over the span of a year. We have really improved the 1-day click ROAS on. Okay, so this client right here is a client that we started working with like 1 year ago, pretty much around March, April actually. And this is their ad account state in March 2024. You can see they've spent like 240,000 crowns, and their frequency is at a 5x. So this account was seeing, you know, a ROAS of 2.75. But when we dive into the attribution settings here, we can see an account that are not performing whatsoever. 1-day click and 1-day view. If we just apply that, then we can see, okay, so right here we have applied our 1-day click and 1-day view settings to the ad account. So we can see here that on an account level, their purchase ROAS was sitting at a 0 or a 1% and a 1.5% on average in 1-day click. And they had a very, very low 1-day click ROAS. So this is something that, because we could not apply any of our tracking softwares to this case, we had to go from this metric right here, the 1-day click ROAS. What I'm going to show you is the campaigns that we then set up and that we have then optimized on over the span of a year, where we have then gone from the 1.5 in 1-day click ROAS to now this account. You can see that, yeah, the 1-day view is still like sitting at a fairly high level, but the 1-day click we have increased quite a lot in this case right here. And that's something that I showed you the results in the beginning of this video as well, where you can see up here. Here is actually the account that I'm showing you right now, where in March 2024 they generated 2 million. Now they generated 2.7 million, and we spent the same amount of money, but it all came down to how we were optimizing the ads, what we were optimizing for, what data we were looking at. And this metric right here, the 1-day click ROAS, is something that we have steered our ads towards significantly in this case, because we weren't able to download any third-party tracking softwares because they were not using Shopify or WooCommerce or any of these other CMS systems. They are inside a different CMS system, which has also hindered our ability to track better. But over the span of like a year, we've been a part of improving their 1-day click ROAS by more than 100%. Yeah, this is one of the most important things to look at and to understand when you're trying to analyze your ad account, is that exact metric right there when you are spending, you know, thousands of dollars. And just one last point that I want to make is the importance of frequency on a daily basis. This is something that you have to monitor if you're trying to scale your brand, especially inside your top funnel. So these campaigns that are spending the vast majority of this spend, these are the ones that we need to monitor frequency on a daily level. And here you really want to try and create top funnel ads that are below the 1.15x in frequency, because that means that you're constantly attracting new people into your funnel. And then you want to have a strong funnel that can then convert these people in the mid funnel and in the bottom funnel. Your top funnel ads are not necessarily the ads that you want to convert your audience within. Like, yes, it's good if you can do it, but here you want to try and connect more with the audience, grab them with the problem that they have and start presenting your product as the solution. So this is, as I said, not necessarily the place to convert people, but the metric here is going to be very, very important for your ability to scale your ad account. You need to look into your daily frequency levels. The way you do that, you just look at your ads on a daily level. You can even break them down here, and then just select, breakdown per day, and then you can see, okay, what are our ads hitting on a frequency on a daily level. And that's another thing that we would look into when we're analyzing our clients' ad accounts, finding out what stages of the funnel are we actually hitting. If you got value from this video and you want to know more tips and tricks, you want to follow along, then subscribe to the channel, and yeah, don't miss out on any new videos that may come out. Have a nice day, and bye bye.